see me in the streets, better holler at me. Seeking for a beat, throw them dollars at me. I don't like defeat, take that away from me. You tryna be like me, you couldn't handle my story. But we gon' let you know, we gon' let you know. We gon' let you know, we gon' let you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing, man? Thank you for tuning in and welcome back once again to another episode of Mr. Jay's Reaction. And this is Mr. J speaking to you. And if you don't know, man, this is your first time seeing this brother, man. They call me Jay, and I'm a motherlandian living out in the diaspora. And I've been dropping vlogs regarding situations affecting my continent, Africa. You feel me? So I give in my own takes and my own opinion, and we all chime in and we discuss. And ladies and gentlemen, this vlog I want to talk about the recent situation, the recent event that occurred in the DRC Congo, man, and the killing of over 50 citizens who came out to manifest. And I really do not know why global media houses are not pushing this like they're pushing the Ukraine crisis. But we all know exactly what's up. But before we get started, if you're not done it, please do not forget to give us a thumbs up, man. Hit that like button, and of course for $0 a day, man, $0 a year, you could be part of the family. And hit that subscribe button, join us, you feel me? Now, ladies and gentlemen, about 2 weeks ago, there was a situation in a part of the DRC Congo called Goma, and that part has been notorious because a while back, man, the Italian ambassador was killed out there, and that part has always been, you know, on the news, but on the down low, because it's not all over everywhere, unless it was the killing of the Italian Western representative. But 2 weeks ago, man, in Goma, man, people rose up and they started peacefully manifesting against the president of the United Nations peacekeeping force. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the United Nations peacekeeping force has been in that area for decades. And decades they have been there, and decades they have seen the resources of that beautiful part of the DRC Congo being exploited. And nothing has changed. For decades there's been, you know, insurgencies, man, people fighting against the government forces and against the United Nations forces. So these people decided that, you know what, it's about time. We need to stand up to these people. These people come in here, they steal our products, man, they rape our women, they torture our men, and they do all types of crazy things to us, and nobody's saying a word. Now, these group of people decided to stand up. And reports has it that these folks were members of a cult. They called it a cult so that it would make it sound like it's an evil thing. But if you have a group of people who actually know exactly what they are worth, if you have a group of people who actually know their rights and the power of population, the power to stand up against invading forces, they are being termed the bad people. Now, the military in that part of the DRC Congo were called in because there was a manifestation. People were manifesting, showing the anger and disappointment in the presence of the United States, the United Nations peacekeeping force, for so long that you would think that the more they are there, the more things would change. Things have not changed ever since the United Nations peacekeeping force went to that part of Congo. I think they called them the MONUSCO. And these guys are like, if you guys have not been able all these years to solve the situation of insurgencies, of attacks, why are you guys here? It's time for you guys to leave. Now, the last time I checked, if somebody comes into your property and they say they are going to help you eradicate a situation, and after a period of time they do not succeed to eradicate that situation, you have the right to ask them to leave. And mind you, the UN peacekeeping force is a Western apparatus. These people have been in different parts of Africa and they have not succeeded in ever bringing out positive change in wherever they've been to. I stand to be corrected. If you're watching this and you know of any country in Africa where these peacekeeping forces went to and they changed things, let Mr. J know. And let me just say this. It was not the peacekeeping forces who committed these atrocities. It was not the UN peacekeeping forces who were actively involved in the killing of these 50 plus Congolese people who came out to fight for their rights. The story goes as thus. They came out fighting for, asking the people to leave, that confrontation within the military. And then the Congolese military was sending a couple of colonels and the elements went to these places, and then the confrontation got heated and they opened fire on these people who were just protesting for their rights. There are videos, very shocking videos online. I mean, it has to be blurred, but I will definitely share some with you guys so you guys can see. These are bodies being carried into trucks. How do you explain that you as an African, you see your fellow African brother protesting against imperialists, being in your land, trying to solve a situation that they have not been, but your natural resources are being pilfered. Your natural resources are being flown out of that region because Goma is actually rich in a whole lot of natural resources. So these people have been there, the so-called peacekeeper, they have been in Goma, nothing has changed, but the resources keep going out. What does that tell you? That tells me that these people are just there to protect and ensure that the West continues to siphon resources that are present in the land. And that to me is a no-no. No African country is supposed to allow these things. And to think that the military was supposed to protect and safeguard the civilians. These folks went there and they opened fire on these people. Live ammunition. There was senseless killing of people. People were killed. People that were coming back from work, they entered into houses, compounds, and just killed people just out of the fun of it. Now, this is my question. Yes, the government went right in and they've, court-martialed a whole lot of colonels, and there's a whole lot of videos online of them judging these people. What about the 50 plus people who got killed? They are not going back home. What about the 50 plus families who got their children killed, their sons killed? They will not have this son again come back. What about those people who were parents? Because young men were killed who had kids. These children would no longer have parents to call or to come to hug. And you call this taking care of a situation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I need to throw this back at you audience, man. I know some of you guys have not heard of this situation, but if you've heard of it, I want you to leave a comment and let me know. Is it bad for Africans to say to some of these organizations that were thrown at them by the United Nations that they no longer want their presence? Do you think it's okay to maintain the United Nations peacekeeping force in a place and nothing is changing, but the resources are being stolen? Leave a comment. And before we go, do not forget to give us that thumbs up, man. That like button, smash it, just abuse the like button, man. And hey, for $0 a day, you can be a member of the family. I love you, man. Let's chime in, let's talk about it. I do pray that all of these families get justice. Justice must be served. You feel me? That's my take. To all my DRC brothers, man, it's all love. We are together. Peace.